This is Laura Sanko, and you're listening to WFAN's Outside the Cage podcast.
This is WFAN's Outside the Cage with your hosts Pete Hoffman and Ike Feldman. And we're doing a little something different this time around. Normally we interview top fighters in the UFC, Bellator, MMA, and we're throwing a little bone right here, going a little stretch, but it's a good stretch. It's a great stretch. It's a local stretch. We have in studio with us right now Buster Skrine of the New York Jets. You can follow him at Buster Skrine, Skrine. Also joining us, we have Astra, who works upstairs at 92.3 AMP.
Oh, yeah.
3 to 7 every weekday at Astra on the air. Thanks, guys, for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Buster,
Are you still on the roster? Are you
I
still
am
on the roster?
still currently on the roster.
Oh my gosh, man, they're cutting everybody.
We still got 91 people on the team. There's still some people on the team.
Well, let's get into this because you've been on the team now for 2 years. You signed a 5-year deal, but give us being in New York. How is it? Because I've seen you've done a lot of promotions, you've done a lot of stuff. You have a lot of charity work that you've done. You have busterscreen.com, which go check it out. It's awesome. And you have your own class now, that your own gym type of thing that you do every Thursday at Core, New York City. Could you get into this? How has New York accepted you, and how have you accepted New York?
Well, I came to New York, and I'm from the South, so every time somebody from New York comes to the South, they have this real hard mentality. So I always had a different, outlook on New York. But I came up here, the city accepted me. I mean, I'm always in Manhattan. I had started Path Mentorship, which caters to single mothers and children of need. And I said, hey, how can I raise some money for, single mothers, children of need? And we came up with this workout. And I started doing a HIIT workout in February. The first workout we had, 6 people came, started at Core, New York. And then the last couple ones we had been 200 plus people. So in 50-something days, all these people tagged along. But the workouts are really fun. I think what makes it fun is the crowd of people, the environment, the vibes and stuff like that. And we got good music. And it's something everybody could do. Yeah, you're going to be a little sore at the end, but anybody can do it. But just coming to New York, I love being here. Tried to buy my condo, ain't trying to sell it. But
there you go. and now why the workout though? What made you do? Did you do something back at home in Georgia or in Cleveland even? Did you have something else like this around, or is this something like a new topic for you, a new project for you, I should say?
Well, I had started something called Screen Pro Speed, which was giving back to kids who couldn't afford the top-notch gyms like any other kid could, and I started that in Georgia. So I came up here in New York, and I started going to the Boys and Girls Club in Hoboken, New Jersey. And the lady's like, hey, yeah, these kids love being here, blase, blase. So I got real close to them. And then the first thing we did was a toy drive. So, I'm taking everything out of the pocket, boom, just giving it to them. God bless me with a good contract. So I said, man, how can I, ask for donations, but I don't want to just stick my hand out and be like, hey, we're doing this for kids. I want to be able to give something back. So we came up with this workout, real fun. Like I said, it's all body weight. Anybody can do it. And it brings a fun crowd. So, our thing is kind of like a party, but you're working out. And afterwards, you can have a drink if you want to, if you drink, and just talk about, what we need to improve in our community.
Is it better than Shaun T's Invincible? Or what's the late night guy with the shaved head who does all the body weight guys? Is it
See, that's too strict. Too strict, too hard. Nobody want to come to that. That's why I think the first time I had one, I promoted it big time, radio, TV, everything. 6 people came, so I'm like, people don't really like me. But once people started coming, they're like, man, I actually like doing that. And instead of having a event, a lot of times people have charity events. People come, you have a drink, the person goes on the stage and gives a speech. I think when people come, to get that blood flowing and seeing every type of person there working out, and then afterwards having 2 hours just to mingle, it's just something new. I don't think anybody's done it before. Besides a 5K race, but who wants to run that far?
No, not me.
That's not bad. That's 3.2 miles. That's not bad.
I still don't want to do it though. Running is boring.
Come
man.
on,
working
Pete,
out,
we'll
working out with a group is kind of cool. It's always that group mentality. I mean, I guess running mentality. You're doing it with the group, but
you need a good playlist.
That's true.
Asher, hook them up with a good playlist.
But I'll give them all the new music.
And that's where you can check everything out on busterscreen.com. It's got everything. It's got all the videos. It has your donations with the kids in Hoboken, the Boys and Girls Club. It has your actual videos of the workouts that you do, which is crazy. Who is the DJ that you have on site, out of curiosity?
So the DJ from Power 105.1, DJ First Choice, always comes through. And he does it for free. I'm like, hey, I'll throw you something, but he comes for free just because he likes the movement, and he's just a good dude. So every time I have a event, DJ First Choice comes.
But sticking with your workout specifically, so the Jets season ends late December. Obviously, they didn't make it to the playoffs. I don't know if it's going to happen this year if all the cuts happen. And sorry, Mr. Harris.
Got to start somewhere.
But where does your off season start in January? And obviously the OTAs and minicamp. Like, what's the progression from postseason? Do you take a month off? When do you ramp it up? When do you like to peak? Obviously before the season, but like, could you take us through your off season physically?
So right after the season, I'll probably take like a week off, and then I'll go in the gym.
A full week?
That's
full
it?
Week. A full week. That's it.
Full week.
But I always been like a gym rat type of dude. And I like doing like cardio. I'm not a real big meathead, like lifting all that weight. Can't see over your chest. But
go to Long Island.
Right.
Go to Long Island.
I've been out there. I've been out there in Jersey Shore. The most jerseys I've ever seen, and high top Jordans. But I just like doing cardio. Something with me. I just like working out.
Do you binge eat something after the season? Like anything crazy? Like a pie of food? Something like Chicken Parm Hero?
I have like 2 meal prep companies that support me. The main one, Eat Clean, bro. But
that looks so good, by the way. I always see it.
And every event I have.
How can I get them to sponsor me? I want to eat clean, bro.
Yeah. Wait, I'm really he's really the man. But other than that, I do eat bad sometimes. Like I like going to It's Sugar and just filling up a bag of candy. And my favorite thing is like nachos. Got a bad craving for that.
Ooh.
Doritos?
Good, dude.
Huh?
Doritos?
No,
nah,
nachos.
Just with tortilla chips.
Oh, okay.
Like nachos.
You doing
ground
cheese
With
beef
cheese
all
and
that,
the chili and stuff like that too? You go crazy?
chili, no,
Okay.
Nachos with beef, right?
No,
Beef.
ground
Just-
turkey. Ground turkey.
Oh, there you
so
go.
see, he's got the
Keeps it lean when even in the off season.
The worst thing is probably the cheese. But other than that.
But we do have Asher here, and Asher and you and Buster did an event at Rumble Boxing Gym.
Yes.
And and I saw that and it looked really cool. And I've actually my friend just did an event there the other day, and it just seems really cool. And could you explain to me what that event was exactly that took place? I think Dr. Oz is involved with it, and you guys know the head trainer over there too.
Noah.
Explain to me that event and what went down.
Well, Dr. Oz had some amazing event there where he invited so many different people, a lot of media people, to come down and try out Rumble Gym. So I was actually introduced to it that day. I was also introduced to Buster that day, as well as Noah, and it was an intense workout. And actually, Buster led half the class that day, which I was like, this guy just is insane with his workout. Incredible. I mean, basically, they split the class in half. It's one entire room. Half the class has a whole boxing thing, the punching bag. And then the other side, it's like HIIT training, HIIT. So it's like HIIT training where you're doing like planks and fast paced work. I don't know what to call this stuff. This is the workout master over here.
This is Buster's.
You do like push ups and sit ups.
What music are they playing then to stay in your
all high energy stuff? And it was actually really good. It was such a high energy class. Like your adrenaline just starts rushing. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not the type of person that loves to work out. I would love to have the body of a person that works out without having to work out. But going to that class that one time, I'm just like, I need to go back here, and I just need to be trained by these guys because they're just so great, and it makes you want to work out even more.
Right. No, that's a cool environment. Definitely give you that edge.
Yes.
I just need to keep on doing that. And Buster, for you, like you said, you were leading the class.
So I did like the warm up for the class, and I got a funny story about that. That was the same week of Fashion Week. My little girls representing Nike, and
on the runway.
On the runway.
Nice.
And I got
Awesome.
stuck in traffic. So like they were about to start the class. I got on like a full dress outfit. So I ran in Rumble with some Nation Marzellas and pulled my pants up and ripped my sleeves off my shirt.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they gave me a Rumble tank top.
I think they did.
Like
yeah.
a chip and
I was in there, no workout gear, ready to go.
But his butt was on point, I will say. It's coming from a girl, I can say it.
Okay. Again, we're joined by...
He's got the football player butt, and if the ladies listening, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Karen, you know what she's talking about.
See,
Karen, yes.
They know what I'm talking.
Matt, don't nod your head.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've been only to one football game, and it happened to be a Jets game, and all I could do is look at the butts. I don't care what was going on in the game.
Well, it's the outfit. The outfit, so it's very
is.
tight. What are you supposed to do with that?
Well,
For me, it's like I look at a dude's shoes. I'm like, damn. I was like, how clean are they? What type are they? Nikes. I was like, what?
Yeah,
year
you can't
are
have
these,
any
the
advertisements.
Jordans?
That you can't do any writings on you. That one day, like that one game, right? You're
Yeah.
allowed to do. Did you do anything special this year for that?
I actually cheated the system.
Cheated the system. Okay, tell us.
I did like a Joker cleat thing, but they thought it was for my charity.
Who did the Joker? Was it Odell who did the Joker too?
Well, the same guy that does his cleats actually did mine. So
Nice. What company? Is it Nike?
I think his name is. Can't remember.
The Joker.
Now, Buster, we were talking off air a little bit, and we were saying, like, how do you watch MMA? Do you like that stuff at all? And working out in Rumble, that's kind of like a little bit of a boxing type of gym. So, did you? You said you took wrestling back in the day.
Yeah, wrestled 3-time state champ.
Three
Didn't
times.
lose for 3 years straight, and I
Wow.
retired on him. in
That's
ninth
more
grade.
than Roddy White out of Atlanta, right? Wasn't Roddy White like the 2-time state champ? Something like that.
Well, I started when I started 6th grade, or no 5th grade.
What did you? So do you bring your wrestling workouts into like some of the bodyweight workouts? Because
No, I always respect. Like I'll do the stuff on the ground, like the sit ups and all that. But like you can't have nobody sprawling on the ground and shooting and stuff in the workout. Everybody needs to be messed up.
you got 50-year-olds with bloody knees running out of there.
Did you now? But you gave that up. Was it just like I football's for me? That's what I'm going to stick with, or was there? Because I know you said you did track and field too for
Yeah.
a little bit too. Is it like, I have too much on my plate? This is the one to go.
Well, I ran track, played basketball, and that mixes with wrestling. And I just lost a passion for it.
Right.
And I didn't really want to do it. And my dad was like, well, if you don't want to wrestle, then just play basketball, run track. And that's what I did. But MMA, I'm a Conor McGregor fan. The reason I'm one of his fans, he does talk a lot of smack, but he works hard. Like, he works hard at his craft. He always talks, like, about, like, working hard, how he got where he is and all that good stuff. So, everybody that hates him says he's cocky and all the other stuff.
So have you heard he's allegedly they're working out the deals with him trying to fight Mayweather?
Yeah, I haven't seen
Who
it.
you got
Who do I have?
right now? Say it happens, Fantasyland, they sign on it. Who would you pick?
I got to go with Mayweather. He ain't
What?
lost. He ain't lost. He ain't fell down. He ain't never been knocked
40.
down. He's 40 years old. McGregor, what, 36?
No,
28.
McGregor's 28.
Is he
Yeah,
really?
he's
But in
young, man.
Irish years, because of all the
Yeah,
drinking,
it's
he's
true,
probably
yeah.
48.
He's probably very weather at 28.
I think it'd be a good fight because McGregor's just not finna get knocked out, or he's just not gonna. I just gotta give it to Mayweather because he hasn't lost yet. He hasn't lost. He hasn't failed
You
down.
can't stay number one forever.
And if McGregor doesn't knock him out, you can't take the belt from him.
Right. Well, in this type of fight, it's going to be a boxing match, unfortunately. So it's tough for Mayweather to lose because he just knows boxing. That's his expertise. But if it was like a UFC fight, forget about it. That'd be a totally different story. Mayweather would be knocked down in 10 seconds.
Exactly. He can. I mean, that's two different worlds.
What turned you on to McGregor out of curiosity? Because you said you talk about the cockiness, you talk about like, he backs it up. Except for that one fight versus Diaz, he's backed it up the entire time. But what was the first fight that you remember? Oh, this guy's awesome.
I just feel like the best athletes are like super confident. So maybe cocky wasn't a good word, but I feel like he trains so hard that he has no fear of losing. So that's what really like caught my eye.
Have you been to an actual UFC event? They had one at MSG. They have one coming up they have another one coming up. Bellator's coming up, but they're gonna have one out in Long Island, not too far away. Would you go to an event? Would you go to an event? Did you pay for the event? Do you watch it, or do you just kind of like as like the casual? When Connor's on, I'll watch that fight, but I don't really watch.
Nah, I would go. I would
Yeah.
go. I think the craziest fight I've seen is when Buddy he tried to kick that dude and his leg broke. What's the ball headed?
Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real deal. But I've only been to boxing match. I've never been to an MMA.
Which
fight.
boxing match have you been to? Out of curiosity.
I think it was in Barclays. I can't remember.
Oh, well, they have so many out there.
Well,
now,
dude
too.
got knocked out. It wasn't a fair fight.
No?
At all. It was like the main fight.
What round to get knocked out in? Out of curiosity.
I think the second. He didn't have a chance.
And do you like boxing? Are you like the casual boxing fan? Like I'll just watch. Like, did you watch the Anthony Joshua fight versus what was it? Not Klitschko. It was
Vladimir Klitschko.
Yeah, it was Klitschko.
Yeah.
Did you watch that? The one in London?
No, the last time I watched the Canelo.
Oh, okay.
And that
And who's the best boxer out there right now? Because Connor's the best. The
Mayweather.
best. Mayweather. Still?
Still.
I like it. Stay with the man. He's undefeated because Mayweather beat Canelo too.
Well, as soon as he loses, then I'd be like, oh, he lost it. But I mean, they get the best people in his division to fight him. He always wins.
Well, Connor's not the best in his division.
And he's 40. He's 40 years old. He's
He
still
is, yeah.
in the ring.
I heard he
still
runs
looked
home from the
apart.
club. He'll like pay for the VIP and hang out, and he won't drink the bottle service. He'll just hang out, and then he jogs around in his whole entourage with the 6-foot bodyguards, and he's this 5'5" guy. He's jogging, and the car, the headlights are behind him. He's a crazy dude.
Well, he's actually come to Atlanta. I got a friend that works at a gentleman's club in Atlanta.
Okay.
And
I heard
she
they're good in
said-
Atlanta because I listened to Ludacris growing up, and I heard they're good in Houston because I listened to T.I.'s from Atlanta too. Right?
Yeah.
Well, they talk about the Houston Gentlemen's Club.
Not that he knows about them. He just heard about them.
Miami's pretty good too.
Oh, you
But
better
I heard
believe it
in
should be.
the top Houston strip club, whoever's like the biggest baller of the night, they put their face like above the dance floor, and I heard James Harden was like the most record weeks in a row, like keeping his face there.
Oh,
but
geez.
anyway, so we're joined by
Digress.
Buster Skrine, Skrine Skrine, not Screen like the movie. Astra at Astra on the air. Great stuff. Love her show. Amp 92.3 upstairs. She makes all the noise. 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern. It kills us down here, the little guys. But Buster, sticking with confidence. You know, you played alongside Joe Hayden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Revis off the team?
Reese is off the team.
Okay, you
Free
played
agent.
with Revis.
Yeah.
Confident dudes. You know, we see Revis on the island. They leave him out there. You got to be really confident. What did you pick up specifically from him? Like, what is it? What's his secret that he's not the fastest guy, not the biggest guy? He's very fundamental, tackles right, and the most I've ever seen look back at the ball ever.
Mm-hmm.
What did you pick up from Darrell Revis Island in his prime? Because you were there for at least a year while he was in his prime.
Yeah, Revis, he's super smart. Like, super smart football player. And the reason Revis was so good is because he was smart. And then, you know how corners press on the outside?
Mm-hmm.
So when they teach us to press, they try to tell the corner, like, make the receiver go lateral, like, side to side. So Revis will have a receiver go side to side for 3 seconds. The next thing you know,
Oh, that's to screw up the time with the quarterback,
yeah,
right?
the play is over with. So the reason why Revis will snap his head around and look for the ball, because he already knows, like, time is up. He has to let it go soon. So when I was in Cleveland, we used to watch Revis press tape all day. Like, I got sick of watching it. Like, I'm gonna watch this again.
That 09 year was
Like,
crazy.
yeah, we just
Randy
kept watching
Moss
the
was the
same
only
tape.
one who caught a ball on him.
But I always respected him for that because, you know, consistency, mark of greatness. His press technique, so consistent every down. And it's hard to do. It is hard to do.
Is there anything you could tell us that we don't know about Darrell? Like anything that, I don't know, like is some weird, odd note about Revis? Because
Like,
he's
does
a
he have
very
any
quiet guy. Besides, he'll knock you out. If you
superstitious?
film him in Pittsburgh, he'll knock you out. You heard that? I don't know if he's at Rumble Boxing. But is there anything you could tell us about
Is he
Revis?
superstitious or something like that? Like anything he does, does he wear the same socks every game?
Same Pittsburgh underwear.
Revis was something.
See, you don't, he's crazy.
Revis just quiet.
Yeah.
You know, he'll tell you something every now and then, but there ain't much he gonna give you. But,
Let me ask you a question, Buster, because I mean I'm a huge Jet fan. Okay, I believe Ike is too, and we got Matt Casey over there with the huge Jets hat. I think he's a Jets fan.
Man, we're getting to the Jets. More than welcome to pop on them.
We've talked. Ike has mentioned the cuts and stuff like that. Being on this team, do you check out at all during the offseason? Just like, I got to do me. I'm doing my job. I'm working out. I'm training to be the best. You know, and then when we get back to OTAs and mini camp stuff like that, I'm ready to go. Or do you like see like these moves and do you see the social media? Do you see everything in the news and go, damn, like another guy left the team, or like we're in a restructured team right now. Like, and I'm a Mets fan too, so I know about restructure. It's Mets and Jets have been restructured for a long time. Does it get frustrating, or do you just block all that stuff out?
you just gotta trust the process. Like, people in charge, like, they signed me to come here and be on the team and be part of their movement. So you gotta trust the process. And you, like, yeah, our team is young, but like every superstar starts young.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's like, oh, the Jets don't have a chance this year because they're too young. But like you said, Revis started as a kid from Pitt, boom, made hundreds of millions of dollars. I came from Tennessee, Chattanooga, boom, signed for $25 million. So you got to start somewhere. And yeah, we got a young team, but the things our coaches are doing in practice and stuff right now, I think we're going to be a contender this year. Honestly, I ain't just saying just because I'm on the Jets, but I'm in practice every day. Like, them two young safeties we got, good.
Well, I know, yeah.
Like they are good. Like
Let's go, Pryor. Let's go.
I didn't play
No,
with
not
some
even
good
Pryor.
safeties.
No, the new guys. What we got? We got
We got
Mays.
Marcus
Jamal
May
Adams.
and Jamal Adams.
Yeah, dude. I mean, those guys are legit.
Even Claiborne, yeah, he had his his series of injuries, but he can cover it. So I already see it. It's just we just got to stay consistent in practice, keep that fire going, and once season starts, then we'll talk about it.
It's like, Buster, we were talking out in the hallway. You were saying, like, everybody's sleeping on us this year. So you're kind of like the senior leader of the secondary now. Is that something you can embrace, teaching these young guys now?
Yeah, I'm actually like one of the oldest people on the defense now. That's a crazy thing.
Crazy. He's only being 28.